Hi, it's Stephen here from Sound of an Ocean Wave, and this is day 5 of the June daily draws. So let's see what message we get today. And I'll be taking the first card from the Good Fortune Tarot, followed by an Oracle card from the Seasons of the Witch Litha Oracle. So let's choose our first card and get the reading underway. Okay, here we go. And here we have the Queen of Swords. So this is about nurturing our ideas. This is about developing our ideas. When we had the Knight of Swords, I think that's what we had, didn't we? I don't know whether that was yesterday or the day before. But now we've had the Knight of Swords, and that was about taking action, acting upon the ideas and plans that we have. But even as we begin to act upon them, we are constantly developing and nurturing those ideas that we're putting into action. They may grow from what they start as. As we act upon them, they may begin to expand because our actions may open up more possibilities than we first imagined. So the Queen of Swords is someone that's very smart, very good at communication. She's good at developing that. She knows her mind. She has that clarity of thought. And that's how we should be. That's what we need to be. That's the state we need to get to. She has the wisdom through experience that teaches her how to carry out, how to develop those plans and grow those ideas. She knows how to oversee them and see that they come to fruition. She can cut through some of the nonsense and the superfluous, the things that aren't necessary, and get down to what's really vital for the plan to work. So she's very good at developing, adjusting, cutting away the things that aren't needed, that perhaps are just complicating the issue, and simplifying it more. Because the simpler the idea is, the easier it is to oversee and to act upon. So again, we have this concept of developing ideas, but with a purpose, to see that they're carried out and that they are allowed to grow and develop as we move forward. Just because we start with a certain type of idea and we start acting upon it and taking actions to fulfill it, doesn't mean that it has to stay at that. Because as we move forward, we may gain new information, we may, as I say, open up new doors of possibilities, and this may enhance, alter, adjust the nature of the idea that we initially had. And this is what we need to be open to as we move forward. And that's what the Queen of Swords is asking us and helps us to do. She advises us to have that sense of connecting with the idea and the thoughts that we have, in the sense that we developing the right kind of thinking. And it is a process, it is development, it's growth. And just because, as I say, we start with one seed of an idea and we begin to act upon it, we still nurture that seed and allow it to grow. And I think that's what the Queen of Swords is telling us, is that's what we should be doing. That is, when we begin, we have a starting point with an idea, And that's good. That's what we need. We need the idea. But we shouldn't limit it just to that seed. We should let the seed grow into what it's meant to grow into. And that's being open and to it growing and growing in size and scope and nature, until it begins to take, as the more it grows, the more it'll take shape into what it finally needs to become. Like a plant grows from a seed, and it starts with a little shoot, but eventually it will grow and grow and get bigger and bigger, and it may grow, into a huge sunflower or something like that, and we'll begin to see the beginnings of that as it grows. We may not be able to tell what it is just by the little sapling or the seed itself, um, until it starts growing. We don't know what shape it's necessarily going to take. So let your ideas grow and develop as you proceed forward, as you begin to act upon them. Then, as I say, this creative process, it's living. It's not structured in the sense of we have a list to tick off. It will grow outwards, upwards. It will grow in a certain shape that it needs to. It will grow in relation to the environment in which it's growing and to the amount of attention and nurturing that it receives. These all different factors will determine the nature of the growth that comes from this seed of an idea. And so we need to do the best we can to nurture it, develop it, and allow it to grow. Okay, let's see which oracle card we get to go with that. Cloud scrying. Be still, it's in the act of patience that guidance is met with clarity. Patience, it takes time, it's a process. This development of the idea, it is a process. It takes time to grow. And the clarity comes as the growth continues. And it's a good here, cloud scrying. I'm sure many of us have done this, if not all of us, where we've looked up at the clouds in the sky, and it starts, maybe we've lain on the lawn or the grass or a field or something or somewhere, looked upwards at the clouds, and to begin with, they're just that, the clouds. But the more we look, sometimes we see shapes and images within the clouds seem to take a certain shape, and we see certain things. We'll see an animal, a bird, a person, a face, or whatever. We see that in the clouds. Now, there's maybe a scientific explanation for that, for the way our brains work, finding shapes amongst things, because our brain's geared to trying to make sense of things like that. Whether you want to go with the scientific route or just enjoy the experience. I prefer just to enjoy the experience and be creative. But when you look at the clouds and you see these shapes, the longer that you look at it, the more you see, the more it takes shape, the more you see things. Initially, as I say, you just see clouds, but the more you look, you see the shape of the clouds. And is that a nose, or is that somebody's chin, with the way that cloud is forming? And together, do they form a face, or an animal, like a bird, like here, or another animal here, or a person? So the more we look at it and the more we allow it to take shape, is when the image becomes clearer, and the guidance we need will become clearer the more we allow things to develop as we act upon them. Okay, so that is today's message. I'll be back tomorrow with day 6. Until then, thank you for listening. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you all again very soon. Okay, bye-bye.